is part 3 of the custom surfboard build. In this episode we're gonna focus on the finboxes. It's gonna be a bit more informative, a bit more technical video about how to make them, how to put them, and how to make them work. But before that we need to prep the top for the glassing. So I will very fast make the hole for the leash plug. And after this, so I can make a clear lamination over the top and we can move to the fins. So after I make the hole for the leash plug, I did a super fast cleaning in the garage to prepare for the clean job. And though this is a clear lamination, I will do the cut lap anyway. There is actually no reason except that it just looks cleaner for me, and I'm just so used to it, to the tinted boards and to the cut lap, that actually I'm doing this better than the free lap, which is usually opposite of what most of the people do. And the thing is, this is a time consuming process, so basically I'm spending a lot of time, I'm wasting a lot of time to make the same, just to have like this nice clean cut. But I'm not a factory guy, I don't need to rush it, I have time, I can do it. This way my job looks cleaner and I just like do it this way, so for me it's okay. But of course I could just hit a free lap, so not put the tape, just wrap the fiberglass around the rail and call it a day. At the end it's gonna look the same. So what I did, I put the patch on the tail, then I'm putting the first layer of the fiberglass around the board, where I'm gonna cut, where I cut over the rail just to barely wrap it, and then the final layer, which I'm gonna cut and trim like I did in the previous video. So funny thing about me is that I'm cutting the fiberglass in opposite direction that everyone does, especially the pro guys, the factory guys, the professionals. And there is no reason like that. I mean, it's kind of simpler for me to go this way around than the opposite way. It's a bit harder to be sure exactly how long or how wide you're cutting the lap around the rail, but I just learned myself this way and it's working for me, so I would say it's totally fine. I need to do some relief cuts, and this is also the thing that everyone does it a bit different. Important thing is that it just needs to work. If it works, it's good. So at this point I'm gonna roll the first layer of fiberglass from the tail and from the nose so they can meet in the middle, and doing this way I don't need to force the resin when I'm gonna be glassing, and I make sure that I have a good saturation all over the board. There is the thing. So, but I did the mistake during the glassing where I kicked a bit this top layer, and that shifted all the top fiberglass a bit to the side. And what that did is, when I was rolling this back, my relief cuts didn't align. I aligned them at the end of the day, but that was a bit of stressful, especially that with the polyester resin you don't have so much time to work with. And then, even before that, I did another mistake. So I set up the record, I put the catalyst, so the resin starts to harden already. I forgot to take the leash plug with me, so I have the leash plug hole, but I don't have the leash plug which was in the other room. I was like just running as fast as possible just to pick this up, come back and glassing over. So I did like few stupid mistakes, I would say, but by the end of the day the glassing went good.
You could try to play but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. For change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion. Your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people.
And after the board is glass, I did a super fast cut lap. After all of that is done, we can finally move to the fin boxes. When it goes to the fin boxes, I'm gonna use the FCS2 here, by the way. Everyone has their own way of mounting using the fin boxes type, and this is really overwhelming thing because It can make or break the board, how far from the tail, how far from the rail, stuff like that. So what you see me here doing, I just marked all my fins position. It's gonna be a 5 fins setup, but it's mainly as a quad. This board is designed to be a quad. The only reason I'm adding the center fin, if I'm gonna ever sell this board for someone, they have this option. Personally, I mainly serve the quads, and I know that this quad setup is what I developed over the years, and so we're gonna find plenty of videos how to route the FCS2 fin box. But what I want to address is the position, and I'm gonna give one tip for anyone who, like me, couple of years ago was starting and had no clue about installing the fin boxes, or basically where exactly to install the fin boxes. If you can borrow some boards or use the Photoshop to scale, to measure the fin boxes placement, and basically we're gonna go across a lot of boards. They all have really common fin boxes placement. Another thing to check, the distance between the fins. In this board, compared to my other board, distance of the rear fins from the rail is different, but the distance between the trailing edge are the same. Now another important factor is the cant. So what I'm doing here, I'm checking this cant before glassing, so I know what I work with. And no matter which brand to install, if you don't know what cant you should put into your board, go to the Future Finboxes website and check the cants that are built into the most popular fins. That's gonna give you a good starting point. You can implement that rule to set up your cant. So what I'm doing here, I'm pouring the resin mixed with the chopped fiberglass. It gives a good bond. I'm spreading this with the finger and pressing the boxes as hard as I can to press the excess out. And then I'm cleaning the excess with the paper towel. Seems stupid, but it works amazing. I'm checking back the cants, and this time I'm not checking from the flat surface. Basically my bottom is designed the way that it's exactly the same as from the flat surface, which is also quite important stuff. And if something is off, I would use the tape to correct the cant. Although in that situation everything went perfect, which is not so common actually when I'm doing the fin boxes, but was good, went perfect. So I can put the stickers over the holes. So after that I'm gonna make a patch with the fiberglass over it to make it stronger. And thing is, as this is gonna be mainly my board, I'm just gonna use one layer of the fiberglass, as I don't tend to rip the fins off. Although usually for the customers or some other people I would do like 2 layers. And it would have just a small fiberglass patch over each box, and then like a bigger patch like that. Also this is the S-glass, so it's a bit stronger. Now the last thing after this glass is gonna have couple of air bubbles around the fins. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna stick my finger into the gelling fiberglass, and I'm just gonna poke into these bubbles to move them out and to fill them with resin. Hope you guys enjoy it, and see you in the next episode, where we're gonna finally finish the board and go more into the art and the logo. See you!